picks, take one.
Thanks for joining us on a behind-the-scenes look at the creation of our consumer videos. You'll see the planning process, technical production, side-by-side scene comparisons, and some outtakes. And in the next several minutes, you'll see footage and details from our 2002 video shoot where we updated 4 videos. And you'll also see our 2006 shoot that included updating 8 Steps to Buying a Home and our newest video, Selecting Your Real Estate Agent. One of the oldest rules in movie making is, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. So the most important element is providing solid content, yet it's essential to deliver it quickly enough that your clients will watch it. We begin script development with online customer surveys and examination of customer comments and feedback received over the years. We then spend months researching and writing several drafts. In the final stages, we have them reviewed by top real estate agents around the country. Sharon Hughes, our Vice President of Real Estate Live, served as executive producer on the 2006 video shoot. This involved overseeing the entire production and helping with script development. She and I met frequently in pre-production script meetings to discuss the length and content of these 2 videos. I felt it was important to fine-tune the presentation, so I rehearsed both videos in our studio. Agents aren't paid for their time. They're paid for the results they create in that time. So as with a well driller, you pay for the water, not the pipe. Now, email is perfect for electric. As you can see, it was a good thing we practiced in the studio. Our team reviewed this sample shoot, made recommendations, and found more material to cut. Not the pipe.
This is an area where I think you go on too long. The point's been made.
You're paying for the years. On location, the changes continued. Sometimes what was written didn't sound right when spoken. So we made minor script changes right up to the first shot. Making script changes right up to the last second. We're going to shoot in a minute.
That does make the point, so I thought I could get rid of this long version and we can just film this version.
Perfect. Okay. Well, you know what we could do is put this on a bonus feature.
Well, then this actually comes out. I mean, we film it.
But then you would need a bonus lead-in.
Yeah.
You guys want a short video? We're trying to make it shorter for you. We're anticipating. You guys, I'm going to leave the commission section in for you because I just think that's what you want from me, so we're leaving it in. If you think it's too long, tell them to turn it off before they're done.
Okay.
But you want commission objections, this is what I'm doing for you, all right? The show's director and director of photography can make or break the quality of the final product, and we've used some of the best. In 2002, Fritz Bastian was our director and Steve Van Osdale was our director of photography. In 2006, the first choice was to again use Steve Van Osdale. He's the best director of photography in Minnesota, and he can make VHS tape look like film. He returned to work on this project and shoot in high definition. For those of you who've seen my other videos, you know Steve Van Osdale has been our director of photography forever, so Steve, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Tell me what we're shooting today.
Panasonic Vericam.
Yeah.
So we're shooting HD.
Okay.
720p.
Steve then referred us to a new director, Dave Burkhart, with whom he had a great working relationship. So tell our viewers what you're doing here. What's your role in this video and what's it all about?
I am the director, and what we're doing is we're putting together 2 shows for David Knox Productions, Selecting an Agent and 8 Steps to Buying a Home. And we're doing whole bunches of on-camera scenes with David in addition to some B-roll shots.
What's our greatest challenge for the day?
Our greatest challenge of the day is probably the amount of footage that we have to capture. And secondarily, it would be that we're working in a real environment. I mean, there's business going on here, and that's great because it gives us the energy in the background of the shot. Yeah. But it also presents a challenge in terms of audio and everything else.
Yeah.
So,
well, that'll be real. Real estate agents are used to hearing phones ringing. Real estate agents get nervous if they don't hear a phone ring.
Exactly.
Locations are important to the look of the video, so we shoot in actual real estate offices, mid-size urban homes, and upscale homes. In fact, Preparing Your Home to Sell was shot in a home professionally designed by Bill Beeson, one of Minnesota's top interior designers. In 2002, perfect spring weather permitted us to shoot some things outside. However, an early spring snowstorm in 2006 made for cold and snowy conditions.
I'm delighted to have you here in Sharon's crew, and it's a privilege to work with your company.
Thank you very much. Well, thanks for letting us use your house. To eliminate the tendency of becoming a talking head, we had lots of supporting video called B-roll. We hire professional actors to portray buyers, sellers, and agents, and then we select people to reflect the diversity and professionalism of our industry. The actors our consumers see on video actually start life like this.
Jen, Bill, what's her name?
Deb.
Deb, and Chad.
Yep.
That's perfect.
When they arrive on the set, they select their wardrobe, go through hair and makeup, then meet the crew.
I'd buy a house from him.
Same with David Knox Production.
Slightly older computer.
Dave Burkhart and I describe to them what we want from each shot.
You just walk in and you greet, and there's a nice hug and a hey, isn't this nice kind of moment. No box, just moment together, okay? The head turning, and yeah, I think you can just mellow it out, you know.
Could you do a high to low, establish what they're doing, and then...
As soon as I get low, I see the wine rack.
I don't want to ruin a whole good shot over a couple of wine bottles. You'll need a pen out, writing on a purchase agreement. Pretty much every question she answers goes on the purchase agreement. And received of, I mean, you could, you're writing your name in there. So how do you want to take title?
So she's gonna close on you. And today, either your brains or your signature will be on this contract. Capiche?
Here you can see some side-by-side comparisons between the on-set shoot and the final scene.
Read nice and slow.
Okay.
And action.
Consider inviting them to visit where you currently live to learn more about your tastes, lifestyle,
Family and furnishings. Otherwise, your agent will likely set up a time to meet with you in his or her office.
Action.
So this is gas?
This is gas, yeah. You just turn it on and it goes.
This is your chance to discover how various homes make you feel and if they meet your needs.
Stand by. And action.
People buy emotionally through sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell.
Action.
Because some buyers will be working with co-op agents from outside the area, the equipment required for our productions fills a truck and a double garage and is brought into our locations by a team of technicians, assistants, and grips.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Production lights must be white balanced for indoor lighting.
I would blue bulb it still, but then have a tungsten head here ready to, yeah, I buy that.
That's 2/10 of a stop less.
Incandescent bulbs are replaced with blue bulbs, and gels alter the softness and color temperature. The final setup includes a camera crane, audio gear, monitoring equipment, and of course the high-definition camera. The production team consists of lighting crews, a sound engineer, production assistants, set decorators, and caterers. And of course the director and director of photography lead these people during the production.
Script supervisor is to help you in the editing process. They have to follow exactly how the scenes went and their time codes, and so that they can put it together and cut it easier.
The next scene dramatizes the effective lighting and the skills of our director of photography. In this shot, our agent was meeting with the sellers to sign a listing agreement during daylight hours. The next shot of them was to be an offer presentation and needed to look different. So I asked Steve if he could make it look like evening 3 months later. We reversed the seller and agent, hardened the overhead light, and reduced the background brightness. It looks like night 3 months later. You gotta like that, right?
Gotta love it.
Ready to go.
You got it.
And action.
This requires your agent to explain the buying process. As the narrator of the shows, I deliver the content developed in the script. This portion is called the A-roll. Here's some more side-by-side comparisons between the on-set shot and the final scene. In the Midwest, an apartment in New York, or a contemporary in California. This information will help you sell your home faster and maximize your equity.
Here we go. Everybody set. Ready, David, and action.
The purpose of this video is to help you decide a strategy for getting your home sold.
Action.
Perhaps the most important element of marketing is having your home priced right.
Okay, let the exercise begin.
Got the siren.
What siren?
If you're watching this video, your listing is probably expired. You may feel discouraged with the situation and curious why it didn't sell. And if your moving deadline still looms, then you're feeling increased pressure to sell.
Speed. Here we go. Stand by. And action.
If you're planning to sell your home, this video is designed to help you do that for the most money, in the least time, and with the least inconvenience. It will also help you avoid mistakes that reduce your home's value and prevent its sale.
Ready, David? Let's roll tape. Stand by. Action.
Once you've selected an agent who can manage the marketing, their first step will be to organize your home's exposure to agents. You may not be aware of this, but a significant portion of homes are actually sold by agents other than the listing agent or company. And a good agent welcomes this involvement and actively promotes cooperation from their fellow competitors.
And action.
Although many buyers today begin their home search on the internet, they ultimately select an agent to assist with the overall transaction. Now here are some scenes that fortunately didn't make it into the final production. Title representatives and escrow service is very beneficial. This is very... I am sorry, you guys. It'll be very beneficial at accessing, the selecting, the besting, and the sicking, and the assessing. Use and assessing. Another way to predict an agent's ability is see if they're on steroids. It worked for the baseball industry. It could work for your agent as well. Other drugs will calm them down. Some will speed them up. You decide what's important to you. Other conditions of the home will then be added. For example, conditions of agreements are used when you have to get done. And this is one of the most important things to do, because if the purchase agreement comes in too fast, we're trying to really speed up, because this video, for some of you who listen really fast, and then we'll slow it down for those of you who read slowly. I will work on my articulation, because I will say this one last time. I did not articulate with that sentence. Of course, technology also continues to greatly enhance my ability. Late in the day, some of this is just for me. I'm in a good space. I have let go. Remove the clutter and excess furniture. Listen to the sounds that you hear that can distract from shooting a video. Whenever a plane flies over, people will hear this, and they're going to think, I don't want to live here. I'm going to stop that, because I thought that sucked. Because that really sounded stupid, didn't it? What about the value of our improvements? That didn't sound good. What about the value of our improvements? That didn't sound good either. Aren't there some improvements that add value to our home? Certainly there are. Certainly that sucked. It's a dump now, and nobody's going to pay you any more money than you paid for it.
Hang on.
Post-production is where all the elements come together into a final show, including the video footage, both A-roll and B-roll, addition of needed graphics, music, and sound production. In 2002, we shot our 4 video upgrades on DV Cam digital videotape. The editing was done in 2 stages, offline and online. Offline editing is done on a computer using software, and online editing is done in an edit suite using actual tape-to-tape transfer. The offline editing was done on an Apple Power Mac using Apple's Final Cut Pro software. This involved logging and capturing the video clips off the source tapes, then transferring them in a digitized format to a computer hard drive. After the clips are captured, we mark the in and out points and place them on our sequence timeline. When all the edits are made, we export the Edit Decision List, or EDL. Next, we move into the online edit suite. Here we import the Edit Decision List that was created on the offline edit. We use the time code to select the in and out points on our DVCam source clips, then record the scenes directly onto our digital Betacam master tape. Now, our 2006 releases, 8 Steps to Buying a Home and Selecting Your Real Estate Agent, were first to be shot in high definition on DVC Pro digital tape, then remain in a digital file format all the way to the DVD. The video footage is still captured through Final Cut Pro software to a hard drive, but it's never transferred to tape.
My name is Greg Madden, by the way, but I'm capturing the video footage in which will be edited together. Looks great, too.
Does it?
Yeah. You know, that talent, they could work on that, but, you know.
We've always been known for our clean, clear graphics. Many of the charts begin as in-house sketches, which are converted to accurate line drawings using Adobe Illustrator, then off to a professional graphic designer who works the magic and finalizes the designs.
That picture doesn't have to be still back there, especially on the titles.
Slowly zooming.
It can be moving in or out.
People are really going to a simpler, cleaner font look. The graphics are getting simpler in terms of their font treatments. One of the things that we want to do with Select an Agent is we want to use imagery that shows people working together, right? Diverse groups of people, you know, working as a team.
In 8 Steps to Buying a Home, we created a staircase as the graphic element to tie the steps together. It was designed completely in a 3D program and provides a beautiful contemporary look.
Hey, I'm Brendan Stern, and I'm working on the 3D graphics for the show 8 Steps to Buying a Home. We're able to create the staircase and orbit around it.
God, that's cool.
We're going to float the text above the stairs and move the camera, then up the stairs.
Once designed in the software program, it must be converted into a movie 1 frame at a time in a process called rendering. This graphic took 12 computers operating 24 hours a day over 2 weeks to complete the rendering. While the editing is proceeding, we convert the script to subtitles. This is an involved, tedious process that requires breaking the script into short segments and time codes in an Excel spreadsheet. This is sent to a professional translator who converts it to Spanish. There are 5 steps to authoring a DVD. First, we prepare the video and audio assets. The edited video file is compressed into MPEG-2 format to fit on the disc, then imported into the project. The second step is to design the menus. Because I've been so frustrated by the ambiguous menus on most DVDs, we designed these menus in Photoshop CS2 to be clear, logical, and easy to navigate. We do them in 2 simple layers, a background and a highlight, so navigation is fast. Next, in Apple DVD Studio Pro, we create menus and tracks to contain the assets. The MPEG-2 video is placed on a track, and our Photoshop layers are placed in the menu. In step 4, we import the English and Spanish subtitles from the Excel document into the DVD project. Each subtitle block is then manually aligned to the audio.
And you, the consumer, are free to select the company with the price-value combination that meets your needs.
And finally, the navigation is defined. This includes setting targets for each button and end jumps for each track. We build test discs in-house to verify their functionality, then send them out to be replicated. Graphics from our 2006 videos inspired us to redesign the package covers for our entire consumer video line. Joe Crowley, our graphic designer, worked with us to create the new look.
He had a comment that probably is very true on our packaging for the consumer products. It looks very 80s.
Well, if you're asking me, I think you should bring yourself into the current times. The design looks a little dated.
Okay.
I think we can really just kind of get this thing, because you just make this a little just more exciting, I think.
I hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look into the making of our videos. Thanks for watching this video.